let's talk about killing it. We know it's using the air shafts. Will you listen to me, Parker? Shut up!
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
It's using the air shafts.
We don't know that.
That's the only way. We'll move in pairs. We'll go step by step and cut off every bulkhead and every vent until we have it cornered, and then we'll blow it the fuck out into space.
Tonight we're going to do a special program on movies Emily has totally misunderstood. Emily?
How many black directors do you know who've made a film about white people? How many white directors do you know who've made a film about black people? Pretty unequal balance, isn't it? Now, I'm not saying that one race should not make a film about another race. It's just that when you're a white, intellectual, New York film student who spends one token weekend in Harlem to research insightful things blacks say about whites, well, it's going to look pretty unrealistic. As unrealistic, say, as Brother from Another Planet, a new film by every artsy film critic's favorite artsy film student, John Sayles. Now, Sayles is a pretty appropriate last name for this director. I found watching this film just about as intriguing as a trip to a slick audiovisual store where the salesmen follow you around and tell you exactly what you should like. Brother from Another Planet has a premise that's pretty promising. An alien being lands right in the middle of Harlem who looks exactly like a black man. Oh, the possibilities for clever comic situations, right? Wrong. Calm down, David. You'll get your turn. First of many faults of this film is the completely scripted dialogue, which rarely rings true. Now, one sterling example of this is a scene which takes place in a bar in Harlem, in which a black man reflects on how Harlem used to be.
Yeah, this was where it was, Fly. Harlem was the place.
Still is, Walter.
Not like it was.
Ain't nothing like it was. That's history, man. Don't stand still for nobody.
Yeah, this is where it was, Fly. Harlem was the end of the line.
I don't see nobody here going nowheres.
Yeah, you hit Harlem. You had made it. Smokey remembers, don't you, Smoke?
Some days I do, some days I don't.
I'd rather be a cockroach on a baseboard up here than the emperor of Mississippi.
I remember certain Saturday nights, I was this little boy peeking around my mama's legs. What he was elegant.
Harlem was the place.
Yeah.
The end of the line.
Come on, this is ink on paper. White paper.
I
didn't believe it for a second.
Bullshit.
The same goes for the interactions between the blacks and the bar. It's too clever, it's too timed, it's too much like watching a very poorly staged play. I mean, I've seen episodes of Young and Restless that have had more feeling to them than this. However, probably the most offensive character of all in this film was the white woman who takes the alien in. Where did they find this actress? As a contestant on the Wheel of Fortune? Now take a look at this clip and tell me if this is not somebody reading a script.
Your mother's okay, you know. She's got a good heart. But she resents it because she thinks I drove Bobby away from her. He said he couldn't wait to get out of here. He said it was like being in jail here. And now he says that he's really in love and all this stuff. Like he doesn't remember that he said the exact same things to me when we first met. Like I got no memory. Like I got no feelings. Worse is being alone here all day. Little Earl. Yeah, but he talks just about as much as you do. And when he does, he's 5 years old. Sometimes I just think I'm gonna go crazy living up here like this. You eat pork?
She falls completely flat. But then maybe again, I shouldn't blame her. It's the script that fails us all in Brother from Another Planet. This is a film with a great idea, the kind of film that could make you laugh and cry. Instead, I dozed. The film goes nowhere. And what do we get for a conclusion? A cornball oppressed masses using their might to win their freedom. It was a good idea. 50 years ago, David.
Emily, if your goal is to condemn white people who are totally out of touch with the black experience, you need look no further than yourself. Your typical dogmatism blinds you to the simple beauty of this film. For someone who heaps praises upon the cinematic excesses of Prince, I find it curious that you're so quick to condemn a supposedly bad script or stiff acting.
I totally disagree. No.
Give Sales a break. The actors he used came from a Harlem repertory group. And no, they're not up to the acting standards of the old Vic in London, but they're pretty good for their first movie. The only character I really had a problem with was that little kid, you know, little Earl, and he wasn't even really acting. But I don't apologize for Sales in that regard. Yeah, that guy in the bar is a little stiff, but his lines ring true.
You are such a chump.
I've known people like him. Here, look at this segment where the patrons of the bar are giving the evil cops from outer space a hard time.
Well, look, if you ain't dicks, what the hell am I talking to you for then?
Government.
Who's government?
Immigration.
We have reason to believe this man is an illegal alien.
So's every fucking city, so what?
Could we see your green card, mister?
Green card? Man, what you talking? Green card? Green card my black ass. My people built this country, sucker. You ever been to South Carolina? Huh? My people built that.
Can't build a state, man.
Look, all I know is when they got off the boat, there wasn't nothing there. Now there's shopping malls and, what's that shit? Miniature golf from nothing. Ask me for a green card. My people was in the revolution, Jim. How long you been here?
I'm sorry, Emily. That's not only funny, but it's real.
You're a lot of...
In your nitpicking criticism of this film for its so-called lack of reality, you totally overlook the fact that this is an allegory. It was never intended to be totally realistic. In essence, it's about the total breakdown of communication in our modern world. Will you cut that shit out? Sales has simply updated the classic story of placing an innocent in the middle of a neurotic, corrupt society in order to comment on that corruption. Just like you, everyone in this film, black and white, uses this purposely nondescript alien to grind his or her axe. It's perfectly obvious to me that the simple, innocent message of this film was totally alien to you. We'll be back in a minute with our next review.